Hi, Rick Patterson with TheHandymanToolbox.com talking to you today about how to replace damaged insulation on a heating and air conditioning duct. And so what I've got here is about 15 feet of ductwork that has been saturated. The damage was caused by a frozen pipe bursting in the house and water coming all the way down here into the basement area. So we've gone ahead and completely removed all of the wet insulation around the duct, and we're going to take that all the way through and show you just how to replace the air conditioning and heating duct installation today. Now, one important note to tell you is anytime that you're working with insulation, you want to make sure that you have clothes that you can take off when you're finished, and that and then you can wash them, and then plus go ahead and get some gloves of any kind. What you want to do is protect any and all of your exposed skin that would come in contact with the insulation. So I've got long sleeves and putting on gloves, and this will help me working with insulation. Now what I'm going to do here is to accomplish this particular job, I have a duct that is 12-inch in diameter. The only pieces that I could find at the time, insulation was a 12-inch, so that's only going to get half of it. So to compensate for this, what I'm going to do is take two of these rolls, lay them side by side, use the famous duct tape, and it's a high temperature duct tape. And what this will do during the winter time when there's hot air blowing through these ducts, this tape will not deteriorate as quickly and will last a lot longer. Now I recommend using scissors as part of your tool. This is utility scissors. It cuts really quick when working with insulation, and especially working with gloves and duct tape, so it doesn't interfere and start tearing your gloves. That's the last thing you want to have is torn gloves or any exposed skin when working with the insulation. Okay, so what you have here is the second package. I've already opened the first one, laid it out. Just going to go ahead and open this up completely. Take my scissors and cut the tape, keeping my gloves out of the way from the tape. Make sure they don't get turned up. And then what I'm going to do here is just take this, roll it out, completely flip it over, and then I'm ready to go ahead and start putting in the duct tape together and make this one piece. Okay, now that the two pieces are laid out side by side, foil side up, what I'm going to do here is take the black tape and just attach the both of them and do this all the way down, just like so. Now, once you've reached the end, what you want to do is take it just a little bit further than out. Then make your cut way back here in the back, and then just tuck it under. Now, in case you've missed an area like I've done right here, you can go directly back over it and just make sure it's sealed correctly. So here, as you can see, I've come in contact with the tape, and when I pulled away it exposed my skin. I'm going to go ahead and put a new glove on now. Alright, so one of the things that I've learned so far about working with duct tape is that rubber gloves do not work. Plastic gloves, latex gloves like this do not work as well. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is put on my gloves, my regular work gloves, and continue the process. Now, one of the things that I'm going to show you here is anytime that you're working with duct tape, there's always been a problem with my history of working with duct tape. Once you tear off the piece that you want and you're finished with it, you lay it down and you decide, well, the next time I'm going to use this, it's very, very difficult to find, especially working with a dark color like this, to find the end where it was. So what I recommend doing, and what I've done in the past, is just take the duct tape end and double it over, and then once you go back down, you can see the little tab right here where I've doubled it over. Okay, now that I've gone ahead and put the two pieces of insulation together, they're both 12, now I have a 24-inch piece. This will wrap around the ductwork that I'm going to go ahead and cover up. So I'm going to go ahead, and I've already got my tab pulled and ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and wrap that and then seal off the end with the duct tape as well and do this process all the way down. One tip here, when you're working with insulation, you want to make sure that if you're gifted like me and have a shining head, you want to make sure that you cover your head and your neck as much and part of your face as much as possible when working with insulation, especially over your head. This stuff will get down on your skin, and if you've got insulation in your skin, it's going to itch for a long time until you can get that out. So the best thing to do is cover up as much as possible. Now, one other item when working with insulation, you want to make sure that you wear goggles of some sort, some eye covering. Glasses are not going to be enough, and so what you want to do is cover as much of your skin as possible, and that's to make sure that nothing gets into your eyes. That's the last thing you want to do, is have insulation in your eyes. It's very irritant, and it will hurt for a long time. Now, when working with a ladder, the idea about working with a ladder is always going to be safety. First off, you want to remember that everything is down and where it should be, and everything's level, that it does not rock. So you just have to adjust the legs until it stops rocking, and then it's solid. The other thing is, you always want to face your work. So as you're working overhead, like so, you want to make sure that you're facing your work. This is my work right here. I'm facing it. I'm not twisted and working backwards or overextending myself. Now, as I'm getting ready to work with the insulation here, I'm going to go ahead and pull off a couple of pieces and then just stick them to me. And the reason I do that is because that way I can just pull it off and it's already have a system set up. So I'm going to go ahead and pull off a couple of pieces here and get ready to go ahead and assemble these as I put it together. Now, what you do when you're hanging this insulation and you've come into a obstacle, either a duct vent going up to a vent or wiring, suspension wiring, what you do is take your utility knife and just cut along the way, and then that is no longer an obstacle and you can work around it. Okay, so as you can see here, what I've done is reach the end of the line, so to speak. And I'm going to go ahead and make my adjustment, make my cut. Again, using utility knife is a pretty cool way to go. So I'll make my cut all the way around. And there, just go ahead and discard the extra piece there as well. And here I just take the piece that I've got left over, take it and tuck it, and then go back around and wrap everything all the way around. Part of that now that I've reached the end of the line, I'm going to also take this particular piece and just wrap it a couple of times, like so, and just layer it up. That way it'll be sure to stick. Now I'll go back on the other side and completely wrap it, and then I'm finished with the job.